Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your attendance to this presentation. My name is Leonardo Cano Mutul. I am a 10th semester medical student. I will talk today about a place with a lot of history, where there were gladiators with hundreds of architectural sites to visit, and where an artistic movement that influenced the society of the time. Now, as Renaissance arose. Of course, I'm talking about Italy, but mainly in this presentation I will focus on its capital, Rome. My presentation will divide in three parts. First, I will tell you a little about the history of the foundation of the city. In the second part, I will discuss what activities you can do. And the third point, I will talk about will be what place we can visit during our visit. Continuing with the presentation, I will start with the first point, where I will talk a little bit about the foundation of Rome. The legend has it that it was founded by the twins Romulus and Remus, son of the god Mars and the princess Ria Silva, queen of the Alba. They were abandoning their Tiber river to save from their uncle Amulius, who aspired to the throne of the city. They were rescued by the sheep-wolf Luperca, who suckled them, and later they were raised by shepherds. As time went by, the twins decided to found a city one of Rome's seven heights. According to the legend, Romulus murdered his brother and became the first king of Rome. Now, I would like to move on the second point of this presentation, which is what we can do it in the city. In Rome, what we will mainly do be to visit to the multitude of church, museums, monuments, theater, and the square that exist in the capital, Italian capital. Whose most creative feature is influenced in Renaissance art. In case we get tired of the cultural sites, we can also take a course on the Tiber ride, shop in the markets that are in the center of the city, and after that doing the activities I have described. We can enjoy the intensive gastronomy, dancing a gelato or their famous Roman pizzas. Now, I would like to move on the third and last point. And as I mentioned in the previous point, there are many activities to do, but now I would like to point out the most visited place by tourists. We can visit curated places like the Roman Colosseum, the Roman Forum, Trevi Fountain, the Vatican, especially St. Peter's Chapel, and the Sistine Chapel, and the Vatican Museums. The sculpture of the Moses by Michelangelo, Castel San Angelo, which is Roman branch, and going back to buying souvenir or tasting the local cuisine, we have a Piazza Novana and Piazza Camidoli. Okay, that's bring me to the end of my presentation. I have talked about the city of Rome, capital of Italy, that has great history, architecture, culture, and artistic value that you should visit. Recapitulating. First, I told you about the legend of the foundation of Rome by the twins Romulus and Remus. In the next point, I mentioned some activities that we can do, like visiting church, museum, monuments, sailing of the Tiber River, and shopping in the markets and tasting the local gastronomy. And finally, I pointed out some emblematic places to visit, like the Roman Colosseum and the Vatican. As we have seen through this presentation, Roma is the place is a lot to offer, so it's a place we should visit at least once. Well, that's we all from me. Does any have any question? If there are no questions, thank you all very much for your attention.